Have you ever felt like your job is taking more from you than it is giving you? Like, no matter how hard you work, you end the week feeling drained, not fulfilled? If that's you, you're not broken. Let me just tell you. You just might be out of alignment. And today I want to take some time to help you reframe how you think about your work, not just as something you do, but as something that's shaping who you become. My name is Seth Yelorda, and I'm a speaker, coach, and consultant. I work with individuals and organizations, helping them achieve their personal and professional goals. And what I love is talking about clarity. And because clarity is so important, and because when you lose clarity, you lose energy. And when you lose energy, even meaningful work starts to feel like it's taking more than it gives. So in this video, I want to walk through why that happens, and more importantly, how to get your energy, purpose, and motivation back. Let's start with a simple truth. Work is an energy exchange. You give your time, your creativity, your focus, your emotional labor, and in return, you expect something. Maybe it's a paycheck, maybe it's a sense of purpose, maybe it's a belonging, or a progress. And when that exchange feels balanced, you feel engaged. But when it doesn't, you feel exhausted. Psychologists Edward Deci and Richard Ryan call this self-determination theory. Their research shows that we all have three psychological needs that make work energizing: autonomy, competence, and relatedness. Autonomy means having control over your work. Competence means feeling effective and growing. And relatedness is a sense of meaning and connection with others. And when those three needs are met, work gives energy. And when they're not, it drains you. But here's the problem. Modern work makes it easy to drift into autopilot. Our calendars are full, our inboxes never end, and the urgent crowds out the important. I mean, we check boxes, attend meetings, and hit deadlines, but we rarely pause to ask a powerful question. Is this work helping me become who I actually want to be? Psychologist Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, the father of flow theory, found that people are most engaged when challenge and skill are in balance. Too much challenge creates anxiety. Too little challenge creates boredom. And when we spend too much time in either, we lose motivation. That's when work starts feeling heavy, not because we're incapable, but because we've stopped living intentionally. We start surviving our work instead of shaping it. Well, I think we need to reframe this. You see, when your job feels like it's taking more than it's giving, it's an invitation, not an indictment. It's a signal that something inside you wants to move from drift to direction. And there are three powerful reframes that can help. Number one, go from what I do to who I'm becoming. Most people measure work by output, tasks, goals, results. But high performers measure it by identity growth. Harvard psychologist Robert Kegan found that mature adults move from being shaped by their environment to shaping it. In other words, we stop asking, what do I need to get done? And start asking, who am I becoming through what I'm doing? That shift changes everything. A difficult project becomes a classroom for patience. A tough client becomes training for empathy. A demanding session becomes a mirror for growth. So here's the question. How is your current work growing you? Because if you can see growth, you can find meaning, even in the hard stuff. My own coach challenged me on this very principle as I was preparing and studying for a significant exam in my PhD program, and I was kind of really anxious about it. He challenged me to just embrace the journey and to find joy in the studying. And that reframe shifted everything from me. The second thing you have to do is you have to go from balance to alignment. Now, we talk a lot about work-life balance, but balance implies a tug of war, as if your life and your work are fighting each other. Alignment, on the other hand, it's about congruence. It's when what you do and how you do it and why you do it are all pointing in the same direction. Research on value congruence shows that people are more engaged and less stressed when their work aligns with their core values. So take a minute to identify your top three values. Maybe it's growth, maybe it's integrity, maybe it's service. Now look at your calendar. Where are you living in alignment with those values? And where are you not? And making small adjustments in this area, saying no to something that's off mission or yes to something that reignites purpose, can completely change how much your work gives back. The third thing you need to do is go from managing energy to investing energy. Most of us treat energy like something to conserve, but energy is meant to be invested. Conservation of resources theory by psychologist Stephen Hobfoyle shows that stress happens when our resources, time, energy, and attention are threatened or drained. The solution isn't to work less, it's to invest your energy where it yields the highest return in meaning and joy. So ask yourself, what activities or conversations give me energy and what drains me? Then organize your week around maximizing the first group. It's not about escaping hard work. It's about choosing work that gives something back to you. Now, at the deepest level, what replenishes us isn't rest, it's meaning. Viktor Frankl, the Australian psychologist and Holocaust survivor, once said, "Those who have a why to live can bear almost any how." His research found that meaning, not happiness, is the ultimate driver of human motivation. Other psychologists have built on this idea, studying how people view their work as a job, a career, or a calling. Those who saw their work as a calling were the most fulfilled, not because they had the perfect job, but because they approached their job with purpose. So maybe the question isn't, is my job giving enough? Maybe the real question is, am I bringing enough intention to it? So if your job feels like it's taking more than it gives, try this simple 5-minute reflection. Clarify what part of your work drains you the most. Connect. Why did this work once matter to you, or how might it matter again? Reframe. What value or strength is this challenge developing in you? Act. What small change can make this task or environment feel 5% more energizing? And then anchor each day, identifying one moment you chose intention over autopilot. That's it. Do this consistently for 1 week, and you'll start to notice your energy shift. Not because your circumstances change, but because you did. And here's the truth. Work will always demand something from you: time, focus, resilience. But it should also return something: growth, purpose, contribution. And that return starts with living intentionally. So if your job feels like it's taking more than it gives, maybe it's not asking you to quit. Maybe it's asking you to wake up. Because intentional living isn't about control, it's about clarity. It's about remembering that you don't have a job, you have a journey. And you get to decide who you become along the way. Thanks so much.